Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dark Network.
Hey y'all, so because we had a good time and we got a lot of information in this episode from our wonderful guests, we are actually going to make 2 parts to this episode. So stay tuned next month. You'll be able to catch the second part. You don't want to miss all that good information. Stay tuned. Thanks. Talking about addiction and recovery. I am here with Mr. Jermaine and Mr. Vince, and we gonna roll on with conversation through the day.
How you doing? My name is Jermaine Scales. I am a alcohol and drug counselor.
My name is Vincent Garrett, and I'm a recovering addict, so I have 22 years clean. Most of my experience is personal, lived experience. All right, well, let's go get a 40 or some old English. That's where it kicked off for me. What drove it and kept it going was childhood trauma.
If you grow up in the hood, you know about drugs before you know anything else. Before you know your ABCs, you know about drugs.
Hey y'all, welcome to part 2 of Addiction and Recovery. More information. Y'all sit back and enjoy it. Are all addicts bad? I mean, are
when they were in their addiction? Yeah, probably.
They may have done bad things.
They may have done bad things. But there's, you know what I'm saying, everybody has a choice. You know what I'm saying? So you can't label somebody as being bad because they made a bad choice.
No.
You know, people are still people. We're human. We make mistakes. So,
right.
You know, my thing is don't look down on people that are at their lowest and doing drugs, because they're going through something that we don't know nothing about.
Right.
And sometimes they just need a conversation to get them to start thinking, you know, like, I got this one, she just loves to smoke weed. All her UAs come back clean. We don't test for cannabis. And we don't test for fentanyl. It's a whole, I got the gist behind that. It's a whole process that they have to get the government funding to test for fentanyl, because it's a very costly test.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, because it bothers me. So this whole fentanyl thing is, what's your take on it? What's going on? Because, I mean, we know. I work for county government, and I see in what I do, I deal with birth and death certificates. And there's a lot of death certificates coming through with fentanyl being the reason. You know, these young, old, it doesn't matter. Like,
so from what I understand how fentanyl got into the situation, because somebody was trying to maximize their product and decided to use fentanyl as a cutter for heroin. And if you get the math wrong on how much you put in there, it will kill everybody that you give that to. Fentanyl is not something that you want to play with. Like, I don't even know where it came from. I need to personally do my research on it and find out, like, why is it so potent. But it's one of the what they say, a piece of salt. If you get fentanyl the size of a piece of salt, if you get 2 of those, it can kill you.
Wow.
2 grains of salt-sized fentanyl can kill you.
Wow.
And
just think. We get our fries and be like,
right.
Oh,
it's not enough.
Right. You know,
it's just how that tastes.
Right. And we talking about one single of that shake we do, one little piece can kill somebody.
Wow.
And they're cutting that with
Well, that was
other drugs.
a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago now. There was a comedian, can't think of his name, in LA. Him and some other people and the neighbor. Everybody died, I believe, except for the neighbor, but she ended up in the hospital. And I think weeks prior to that or after that, Michael, what's his name?
Williams.
Yeah, he was next. And dude from The Wire.
The Wire.
With
Yeah.
the his face.
Yeah.
And it just kept popping up. And it's just like, what is really going on here? Like,
It's been around. I saw my my youngest son's mother. She had a bottle of fentanyl, and it was pills. I knew about it because I heard about it when I was in my addiction. They would take these pills, grind them up, and they said it was so strong you could hit it 50 times. So
one pill.
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Like, or
You can.
maybe not one pill, but hit it like, that means in dope. Now I gotta go into dope.
I'm sorry,
I mean, you remember that time?
Like taking a
before
drag
it was
off a
like,
cigarette.
Don't put a 2 on the 10. So you can get like, really it's supposed don't put a 10 on a 2.
Right.
And you have 2 hit of dope, meaning you got a gram of it, you can hit it with 2 grams and it'll be relatively potent. Or you can hit it with 1 gram and it'll be really strong. So this 50
So we're talking about
gram of
mixing
of midnight, lactose, whatever they use to cut dope with.
Baking soda.
Well, that's for crack.
Right.
But baking powder, they cut like cocaine or heroin with baking powder. I know because I used to sell it, and they used to tell us that the China White, we called it China White, and it would just be pure white. And I thought it was heroin, but couldn't find out. My dad told me it was fentanyl, and that they would just cut it. It's like it's so strong you hit it 50 times, and so you take a gram of that. Let's say you grind it up and you got a gram of it, you can hit it with 50 grams. Mix it all up, and it's enough to get people high.
Yeah.
But if you get the numbers wrong, like you were saying, and hit it with, say, 25 grams instead of 50, it's going to be doubly potent. And
people
hit it with 10 grams.
So I'm just going to go out of my professionalism real quick and say, so it's an idiot out here mixing shit and killing folks.
But
Because, I mean, if you ain't good at math, you didn't do good in chemistry or geometry and all that, you shouldn't be mixing no shit. I'm
True.
It pays, though, to
Breaking Bad.
hit it with more. Like, why would you cut 25 grams out? That's 25 grams of dope you could have sold. Like, so, but I don't know who would do that.
I wasn't good at math or chemistry. I just want to tell you that.
But the fentanyl is so potent that a drug dealer is looking like, okay, if I go buy a gram of fentanyl and I could maximize my money by hitting it 50 times and still everybody is buying this, I didn't triple my money, quadruple my money.
Yeah.
So that's what they're looking at. You gotta look at, he's a normie trying to serve to the addicts. So he's looking at the profit, not the math. So he may be fucking, that's how people die.
That's one way, but
and see,
I don't think they mixing it with
mixing
fentanyl with heroin.
No. That's
well, a lot of the stuff with the deaths that I see, it's it is cocaine and
fentanyl,
and then there's one other that I forget that I see sometimes, and it may be, and I'm just like, what the world? Like,
everybody that's on drugs are looking for that new high. Wasn't it a point where they were cutting some drug with embalming fluid?
No. Wet. Angel dust. Angel dust. They dipped the cigarettes in embalming fluid. Yeah.
Now what? Now I'm thinking the same thing you just said. Now what idiot would do that? But you got to understand the mind of an addict of an addict.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for that new high.
Okay.
They'll try anything looking for that new high.
Okay.
Or the mind of a dope dealer because they're addicted to that money too.
Yes.
Right. See, and I said something to somebody one time, and I have an issue talking about drugs because I know how it affects families, and I know within my family how it's affected me. And so excuse my facial expressions when y'all talking about this stuff, but I had to tell somebody one time that it's not the addict that I hate. It's the dope dealer, because you're taking advantage of somebody's need to cope with life. And I still feel that way. I still feel that way. It's like, get a job, but of course if you didn't have dealers, then nobody could supply the addicts, and then circle of life. I got it.
I
got it.
Ways. I mean,
Right.
They a lot of addicts from the 70s would put glue in a bag and snip it, and then we get them high.
Mm-hmm.
The spray paint and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but yeah.
I mean, we need to hear that though, how it affects or impacts families and how they feel towards the people that sell the drugs to their family.
Right, because I mean, I told my dad when I was like 20 something. Well, I think I've shared this before too. My dad had told me in a program that he was in, they told them that children of addicts will also be addicts. And he felt that it was going to be me. And for a long time, I was hurt by that statement. Like, why me? Why would you pick me out of all your kids? Why me? And he just didn't convey it properly.
All right.
But now being older and knowing me dealing with mental health and all of that, I get it. I understand that now, why he felt that it was going to be me. He basically was saying, you're a little emotional. You probably going to be the one. But
You should have kept that to yourself.
Right.
But I'm right. But now I get it. And I'm like, okay, I'm no longer mad at you about that. But, in the instance where the relapse and stuff kept happening, I felt I needed to say, because I was still young, hadn't kids yet. I was early 20s, and I'm like, dude, don't you want to be here to see your grandkids? Can't you just stop? Like, that's like somebody telling somebody that's depressed, can't you just stop?
Right.
You can't. You can't on your own. And it takes time. It takes dedication with either way you go. So I really feel, and that's something that I think a lot of parents need to make it normal for your kids to go to counseling or some type of group that teaches them how to cope, teaches them how to deal in certain situations, and count to 10 and step back and take a look and all these things, instead of now I'm in the shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, they made me cuss today. Now I'm in the shit. The only way I feel I could get out or
And just because I put a whole bunch of energy into something doesn't mean that you value that thing. But if I put a whole bunch of energy into it, I can take an idea from the ether and turn it into something tangible, and I can put it out there in the world and make it available, that's success to me.
Just something from nothing.
Something
Everybody to another episode of Melanated Harmony. Today my host is Alexis.
As a black culture or a black group, we don't teach our kids the fundamentals of values or morals or credit or how to be self-sufficient, how to survive, how to budget, how to save money, how college is the most essential part of life. Trade school is just, the devil. But that's another topic.
Out or cope is do drugs. Like, or drink or whatever, which then turns into an addiction, which then they end up in counseling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So why not start? Why not start with that?
A lot of people just don't know what they don't know. Because, my family, I think they would be open to it, but they just didn't feel that they needed it. So, and they just never sought it out. My family church going folks, so they like, give it to Jesus. You know what I mean? That thing.
My grandma told me that you don't need to go to therapy, you just need to pray.
Mm-hmm.
It's a program out there for families dealing with an addict in their family. Like, they have AA or NA for the addict, but they also have what they call
the Al-Anon.
Al-Anon.
Okay. Okay.
Al-Anon. And what's the other one?
Nar-Anon.
Okay.
For the
What's
families.
that for?
Okay.
That's for
And then Al-Anon is alcohol. Okay, look, I'm smart.
It's so you can understand what your addicted family member is going through.
Okay.
It's for the non-addicted families.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The families of family members.
Right. Okay.
And also to do your own healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, you'll have your own sponsor, you'll work your own steps, you'll have your own meetings.
Okay.
And all of that is important, just in healing, period. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's good to know. I didn't.
So that would be
I heard the name, but
You know
I
what
just
it was
really
about.
didn't understand the difference.
And it's funny because I have a new client yesterday, and he said, do you know where there any Al-Anon meetings are at? And I perked up like, why do you want to go to Al-Anon meeting? He was like, no, it's for my father, so he can understand what I'm going through. He's just now starting to come to grips that I'm addicted to drugs. He's been in denial all this time, but now, he's understanding, and he's more accepting of me now. But he still don't understand. He think that I could just drop it like I drop my drawers. And I laughed at when he said that. The little metaphor. I laughed, but it's true. Like,
right.
So I'm gonna be like, where's the closest one? You know what I'm saying? And it gave him the info, and it turns out it's by my old job.
Okay.
It's this church, and I work in Fairfield. It's this church in Fairfield that hosts those meetings. And, they do both at the same time. Al-Anon and the other one. Now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So, any advice for someone? Well, we already talked about the Al-Anon and the Nar-Anon. Okay. That's advice for those who have family members that are addicted, for them to understand. But any advice for someone who is addicted in what they should do, what options they have?
First things first, and I say this, and I've been saying this before I even became a counselor. If you ain't ready, it's nothing that nobody else could do. I can lead you to the river. Are you gonna jump or not? Are you gonna drink, or are you gonna walk away and just look at it and look at your reflection? It's up to the person that's ready. All I could do is direct you.
Okay. So say somebody is ready. What would be their first step?
Find out where they want to go get treated at.
Okay.
Because the coldest thing ever is trying to go cold turkey. Because if you've been taking, and I'm just gonna say an opiate, if you take an opiate for a year, your body's used to it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I always say, well, I've been saying this lately. 1 year of drugs gonna take you 2 years to get off.
Okay.
Because first you have to get your mind ready.
Okay.
And when you're trying to figure out if you're ready now, you're still doing drugs.
All right.
Then once you decide that, okay, I'm not gonna do this no more, and you try to do it upon yourself and just stop using. By day 2 of you not using, you're in the bathroom throwing up. You're in the bathroom diarrhea. You're just sick. You're on the phone. I need to go to the doctor. I don't feel good. That's because your body is addicted to the opiate now.
Okay. And
Your mind is ready to get off of it, but your body's saying, "Nigga, please, we need a couple of steps here, partner."
Right. Okay.
But it's not something you can just. When he said when he was trying to stop smoking cigarettes, he did a tapered level. He went from regular to medium to light to. That was a process he had to take to get his body ready to get off of it.
Okay.
It's the same with drugs. That's why a lot of people come to methadone clinics.
Okay.
Because even though methadone is, I would say it's a high blocker, but it still gives you the feeling, the
Still high a little bit.
They are? I've never taken them. So. I mean, most a lot of my participants are there for pain management. You know, that's another thing that methadone is good for is pain management, because if you get into a car accident and you get a back injury, your back ain't nothing to play with. Your back takes the bricks of every movement your body makes. So you go to the doctor, you've been in an accident, go to the hospital, they give you an opiate, whether it's Vicodin, Oxy, I can't think of the other one, the most popular one. But anyway, the doctor give you that, and 2 years in, your back is still messed up. You need that pill, that opiate pill, to feel good so you can walk. Morphine, thank you. So the doctor gives you that pill. And now you're 2 years in, and the doctor says, "No more." Now your body is like, "Excuse me? If I can get up out this seat, I'm gonna come over there and hit you in your face, doctor. You gotta prescribe this to me again." Doctor's like, no. I think you're addicted to it, and I'm taking you off. Or he may not even say that. He's just like, no, I'm just not gonna prescribe it. So now, he's not telling you where to go. He's not saying, go to the methadone clinic. He's just saying, have a nice day. I'll see you in 3 months.
It's kind of jacked up.
It is jacked up. So now you leave the doctor's office and your body is hurting. Your body is craving this drug. Where do you go?
Hey, y'all got some of the pills? Ask cousin Carol if she got some of them.
You can do that, or you just can go to right outside your door. Who got heroin? Who got meth? Who got cocaine?
And all of those are equivalent to
all of those are
pill.
opiates.
No,
not the cocaine. Not the cocaine.
Okay.
But they gonna make your body feel good to where you can handle your everyday business.
Okay.
2 years into that, you're an addict. But what did it start off at?
It's a doctor fault. Can you sue? I just thought it.
So, there's this show on Hulu. It's called Dope Sick. Please go pay attention to it. Go watch it. It will tell you the whole thing on how the pharmaceuticals lied to the doctors that lied to us. The pharmaceutical said, this is not addictive. Only 1% get addicted. The truth be told, I done got the numbers, but I'm going to say it's the reverse. 99% get addicted, 1% doesn't. Because I got this guy that's 70-something years old. I asked him, first meet him, what was your drug of choice? And he said, prescription opiates from the doctor. I'm like, why the doctor prescribed you? Oh, I had a car accident and it injured my back. So I was on the pill that he gave me for 2 years, and then he cut me off. I had no other place to go, nothing else. He didn't tell me where else I could do. So I went to the streets and got meth. And then I became an addict. And in the process of going to jail, the people in jail told me about methadone. So when I got out of jail, I came here. And I've been here ever since. So I looked up his admin date. 88.
1988?
1988 was his admit year. And he is still my participant right now.
On methadone? On maintenance?
He's on methadone maintenance. I mean, pain.
They do that.
Right, because his back ain't never gonna heal. No matter how much weight you lift, your back is not gonna totally be 100%. You are gonna be some days where you just, I ain't coming in because I can't move. I can't even go pee right now. My bed is messed up. Calling your job because your back is just that jacked up.
Wow. I learned a lot today. Any last thoughts?
Let me answer that last one. That advice. Any advice I would give would just be to seek out treatment, but also I don't know, depending on, because it goes to what type of drug you were using. So the example that Jermaine was using was about opiates. And yeah, it's gonna be a process. Cause I remember, New Year's '95, me and my homeboy was like, we just gonna quit cold turkey. And we had dealers habits, $100 plus a day, snorting heroin. And we was towed up. We was towed up on New Year's, we was towed up the day after, and the day after. And we was just laying up there, and we had the dope on us.
But you made mentally, you like we made a pact. We not gonna do it, even though it's sitting there looking at you.
And we made a pact
to go right back in it. Yeah.
And when I tell you that first hit, just rushed to the body, and we was just back immediately. Something clicked in my head that day, and I kind of went to the next level in my addiction. So I understand a physical addiction. I've been caught with dope. And went back to prison or whatever. And not only was I on dope, I was on alcohol heavy. So I'm kicking both. And I didn't even know I was kicking both until I, thought about it. Like, I ain't never had a week where I couldn't do nothing. Usually it's 3 days and I'm good. So that alcohol ain't no joke either.
Hey family, it's your girl, Revolutionary Rica. Please tune in the last day of every month for Revolutionary Rica Speaks at 6 p.m. If you miss it on my page on YouTube, Revolutionary Rica Speaks, check it out on the Dark Network, 247.com. I can't wait to see you. Come get this game.
So that alcohol ain't no joke either. That's a step down. That's a step down process that if you don't do it right, you might die. You may need to be hospitalized.
It attacks the liver.
Yeah. And just, I don't know as much about the alcohol, but I just know it ain't no joke. So stick out of hospital for opiates or opiates being whether it's heroin, fentanyl, morphine, Vicodin, however you taking it, Oxycontin. You may want to go to a hospital or go to a detox place for that. For other drugs like cocaine or methamphetamine too, because with that one you staying up for days. Yeah. Like I've known people who stayed up a week, a couple weeks, till they go into a psychosis. Yeah, that's a type of, it's an upper.
It's an upper.
And the more you take it, the more you'll just stay up until your body just shuts down. Like and you just go out.
And people might think you're dead because you be sleep so long.
Yeah, you sleep straight 24 hours.
24, 36 hours straight.
That's a crazy drug. I hate that it ever came to the black community, but you know, I was primarily in the white community. But that one you may need to detox from as well. The rest of them you can, do it at home. But I would reach out to any 12-step groups, whether it's Narcotics Anonymous, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Marijuana Anonymous. Like they got a bunch of them. The main two are AA and NA. And you can find the numbers, you can Google it and just call and find a meeting in your area. And they have meetings all over the place. They have meetings in every city.
Yeah, Foods Anonymous.
They have a meeting for that. For eating.
Sex Anonymous, Sexaholics Anonymous,
Gambling Anonymous. But thing that he said is detox. Detoxes are good if you have a plan when you get up, when you get out, because the most common detoxes are 10-day detoxes. You see a lot of people that got picked up from being on drugs. They get out of jail, and their PO or something like tell them, we're sending you to this 10-day detox. But what's the plan for that 10 days? Because the detox is just to get it out your system. It doesn't help you with the body aches. It doesn't help you with the sickness. And I know plenty of people that went to a detox and they came out and started using it again because of the physical pain that they were dealing with. And like he said, like he was saying, he was hurting. He did that one hit and his body felt good after that one hit. And that's all people want when they're trying to get off drugs, is not to feel physically sick.
Got it. Okay.
Because that's going to take you right back to the drugs. If you can overcome that body sickness, you made it. Okay. You made it. Now it's just keep looking forward. Don't look in that rearview mirror. You want to keep moving forward and keep being positive and doing positive things and pushing through. And, coming to a clinic like mine's, you're getting your methadone, but you gotta have, in order to get your medicine, as we call it, you have to have a counseling session.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie, half the counseling sessions that I have, we just shooting the shit. We're not even, because most of them have been doing the methadone so long that they know what they need to continue to do. They are already doing it. Now it's time to taper down and get off of it.
Right. Okay.
I've been there since the end of July. And I've already put 15 people on taper programs that never thought about being on a taper program. They figured that they was going to be on methadone for the rest of their life. But you don't have to be. It's a mind game. Set your mind to do something and you're going to do it.
Okay. I like that. Well, I like that you brought up the movie, or is it a documentary or movie? Don't say.
It's a series.
Okay.
It's a I'm not gonna say docuseries. To me, it's just on the reverse end of Power.
Okay.
Because Power is about the dope game, and this is about the drug
itself.
Opiate.
Okay.
Yeah, itself.
Okay.
Like, how did it become? I think it may be miniseries, but I know it's on Hulu because I've been looking for it everywhere, and I ain't got Hulu.
Okay, so if you have Hulu, look up Dope Sick. I had an actual list of some other movies or shows that are about addiction and recovery. One of my favorites is 28 Days with
That's Sandra Bullock?
yes, Sandra Bullock. I really like that movie. Even though it brought some tears to my eyes, I try to stay away from very emotional, but I did like that movie. Basketball Diaries, which I've never seen, and I was very surprised to see that they were on that list. I thought it was about basketball.
It's about the drug game in basketball.
So, Basketball Diaries. Thanks for Sharing. A Star is Born.
Ain't that a autobiography movie about that main actress? What's her name? Amy Winehouse?
A Star is Born?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm asking.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
It was just on the list. When a Man Loves a Woman. I really thought that was about a man loving a woman. I didn't know. This was an actual list.
Did they give a year for that? Because I thought the one was about.
It wasn't a year. The TV show Mom, which I like. I do like that show. About the mom and her daughter. They both are in recovery. They're both addicts. Happy on Netflix. Smashed. Russell Brand, From Addiction to Recovery.
That's a really good.
That one is.
I seen that.
Okay.
It brings Russell Brand and his addiction. It brings it to light. And
Okay.
I didn't know he was addicted like that until I watched it.
Okay, I might have to check that out. Is it gonna make me cry? Because I don't do nothing. I don't like watching stuff that make me cry.
Then you need to start watching TV.
Okay, I'm gonna stick to the cartoons. And Recovery Boys on Netflix. So those are some movies or shows that you can check out if you want to learn more about addiction and recovery.
Add The Pharmacist.
The Pharmacist.
That's new, huh?
What is
That's on- is that on
Couple
Netflix?
years old. It's on Netflix.
Okay. The Pharmacist.
It's on my to
Is
watch
it?
list.
It's it's a very good movie.
Okay.
That was about that kid that died, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
his father was a pharmacist,
Yeah.
and that's where he was getting the opiates from.
No. Well, yeah. His son was getting his dope from projects in New Orleans. Anyway, he got killed, and so he, in the effort to find out who killed his son, learned about all these people going to this particular. I don't want to call it a pharmacy because it really wasn't. It was a clinic, like a dope clinic or something. Like a lady had a pharmacist license, but she only operated from like 11 at night to 6 in the morning, something like that. And people would be lined up coming from all over the southeast to get dope from her.
Oh, okay.
And so he would tell the police they wouldn't do nothing about it. They had police on the payroll. So he did his own investigation and ended up uncovering this thing. But it goes back to Purdue and the Sattler family. Purdue Pharma, who made OxyContin.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I do appreciate you guys for coming out and having this conversation. May have to do this again. So, with that being said, I do always at the end of my episodes, I keep looking down, at the end of my episodes cover a product or a service. As always right now, I'm promoting OCAR. We are in our 3rd workshop in a 4-series workshop. January will be coming with more, so look out for that. I'm working business mindset coaching. I'm working. I got my calendar is kind of full right now, but it will be easing up, and I'll be ready to work with more entrepreneurs, small business owners that are looking to be held accountable and just get some clarity in what you're doing. Anything DJ Maine doing right now?
On the DJ front, no, I haven't been doing anything. Mainly because I ain't been promoting myself. I probably should, but you know.
Okay.
Look at me on Instagram, DJ Maine-Line.
Okay. All right. Vince?
Yeah, I'm not really doing no DJing either, just because of the pandemic and stuff. And forgive me for looking down. I'm trying to find another. I just went to this thing called Mobilized Recovery in Vegas, and they had a really awesome documentary. It's a Raider who is a recovering addict.
Okay, the football player?
Yeah, he's a football player. He's a current football player, number 83, if I'm not mistaken. And he has like a couple years clean. I think he's in his third year now. But it was a story about 5 people dealing with helping people in recovery. So his story was about a longtime Raiders fan from Seattle who came all the way to Vegas to give him a chip for his 2 years to just acknowledge him and, you know, keep his spirits up. And, you know, it went some of the backstory of the guy. I can't think of his name now, but wanted to add that to the list. I need to take this picture too.
Okay, yeah, take that picture.
But yeah, so I don't have anything. I'm just, you know, clean and by God's grace, and you know, if you're struggling with addiction, I hope you take some of that advice that you can do it, you can get clean. If I can shoot dope and get clean, you can get clean. So, yeah, I ended with that.
All right, I do appreciate you guys for tuning in and checking out my podcast, Loving My Growth, and we will see you next time.
Dark Network.